and it was Vicky Gleason, who is kind of to my right. So, Vicky, I'm going to start with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are the 2026 South Dakota Council of Teachers of English Teacher of the Year.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we wanted to get you in here so we could pick you apart and find out what is an English teacher like these days and how this comes about. But I don't want to pick you apart yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So first because other people, they can see these other people, so we might as well introduce them. So to your right, you have brought the president of the South Dakota Council of Teachers of English.
Yes.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself to us, please?
Sure. I'm Corrine Kallemeyn, and I am the current president of SDCTE. I also run our communications, and I currently teach at Watertown High School.
Okay, thank you. And then you also brought with you the treasurer?
Yes.
Okay, Susan. That part I can do, but can you introduce yourself for us?
Yes, I'm Susan Farrell-Poncelet, currently treasurer, training another, and teach at Sanborn Central over in Forestburg.
Okay, you're a connoisseur of numbers? That why they picked you?
I am.
Okay.
I am. I'm actually that weird person who loves numbers and teaches English. So.
I wouldn't say weird because I'm kind of weird too, but it definitely is unique. And I am so grateful there's people like you out there, just so you know, because I don't like numbers like that. I'm bad with them. So thank you for everything that you do. Know that you're one of the most important people in the planet.
Because I like numbers.
Yep. Yeah, you guys run the world, like numbers, economy, all that stuff. You're a part of it. So
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, Vicky.
Yeah.
Did we do okay on the introductions?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you are an English teacher?
Yes.
Is that that's what you are?
That's what I do.
Is that your, nice. Is that what your official title is, or is it like a grammatically correct coordinator? Or?
My official title is 9 through 12 ELA teacher
Okay.
at Summit High School. I also teach a career exploration class that the sophomores, juniors, and seniors can take.
Cool. Okay. So how long have you been a teacher?
I just finished my 12th year.
Oh, okay. Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And thank you for all of your, I don't know if it's public service, but I think it is. I mean, you're not elected, but holy cow, you do a lot of public things.
Yeah.
So thank you for being an instructor, teacher. What do you prefer? Do you have a
Teacher's
preference?
fine. I don't
Teacher?
really have a preference.
Well, you are teacher of the year. So, okay. So English, and how has that changed since you've been in college and now teaching over the years?
Actually, I started as an elementary teacher.
Oh,
I was an elementary teacher for 6 years. I taught third grade. And then after COVID, we hadn't had an in-person English teacher. Our kids had been doing it online. I had my master's in reading. And so I moved up to our high school English teacher right after COVID.
ah, okay. So high school.
Yeah.
Is that complex sometimes?
Yeah, it can be.
Especially, so English, I wonder if from when I was in school, if it's gotten more difficult, with how people talk.
I think there's more of an emphasis on writing now than there was, say, 20 years ago when I was in high school. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that when we started texting, we started shortening everything. One of the big things I see in my room, and I know some of the other teachers have said it too, they don't like to capitalize the letter I anymore.
Yes. Because it doesn't on the phone for you all the time?
Right.
Oh, so it just is in their mind and just comes out that way when they write.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to do with cursive? Do they still do cursive stuff in
No,
schools much?
my stuff we do pretty much all on computer. Like they type everything in my room when we do writing. But I know there are teachers in our elementary school that still teach cursive.
So what do you think about like Grammarly and stuff like that?
I think it's a great tool. It's one of those things where we need to teach our kids how to use those tools. because they're going to use them regardless if we want them to or not. But they still need to learn the rules of why Grammarly is catching those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we all use tools in our everyday lives and in our jobs, and we have to learn how to use them ethically and responsibly. And so that's just part of what, you know, you need to do all the writing first, and then, put it through Grammarly, see what it comes up with. But I'm still going to teach you why you need a comma there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Grammarly caught it, but you need a comma there because.
Mm-hmm. And it helps how you communicate verbally with people too, right?
Mhm.
So if you are talking in text to someone, it's going to be a little difficult for them to understand you sometimes, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And as you get into the professional stages of life too, you need to know how to communicate. That's pretty important.
Yeah, kind of a big thing.
Yeah. So has it changed then since you started kind of teaching in English as far as any of the curriculum, or is it still just kind of the basic, you have to know commas, apostrophes, conjunctions, whatever, all those things?
Grammar wise, it's still the basics, the conjunctions, the hyphens, dashes, commas, all of those things. Right now, our state is really leaning into the science of reading,
Mm-hmm.
which is just understanding how the brain works as you're learning to read. And then looking at the big five: vocabulary, fluency, phonics, phonemic awareness, and comprehension.
Mm.
But then understanding at each of those stages how the brain is processing that information. That's kind of the big push we're in right now in the state, is just helping teachers understand how to help kids learn how to read.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm seeing how this Teacher of the Year thing kind of developed a little bit for you. You're very well versed and speak well about it. So good. Well spoken. See, I need to go back to school probably. So what drew you into wanting to be in education?
My grandma was an educator. She taught, it used to be called chapter. Now it's what a lot of schools call title. And then she was also a special ed para at the school where I went. And so I just watched her and how much time and love she gave to her students. And she actually had one student who would call her at home and check on her, and was just kind of always there. And my high school ag teacher told me, she's like, you need to go become a teacher when you graduate. And I looked at her, I'm like, no. I actually went to school for banking at Lake Area here.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to become a teacher.
Yeah.
No. And 7 years later, I was enrolling at Mount Marty to start my elementary education degree.
Wow. Okay. So you did the banking industry for a little bit even?
Actually, no, I worked at Codington County after I graduated.
Oh,
I worked
okay.
in one of the offices in the courthouse for about 4 years, and then got a job as a para up in Summit and fell in love with it, and went back to school. I started in August and I went back to school in January.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
When you were at the county, did you at least do some number things?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So you got a little bit of your schooling
Yep.
put to work
Yep.
anyways. Very good. So you learned you weren't a Susan.
I am not a Susan.
Yeah,
No.
because it takes that special, mindset to look at a sheets of numbers every day for the rest of your life and go, yep, I like it.
I like accounting. I loved accounting when I took it in high school and my accounting classes, but it's not something I want to do every day.
Yeah, well, I have a special appreciation for it. I'm telling you, you can tell they can save people's lives, I think. Okay, so you are a paraprofessional. You're like, I love this. I'm going to go back to school.
Mhm.
You become a teacher then,
Mhm.
and it was elementary at first, and
Yep.
and then did you have to do more schooling to have to do high school?
I had to take another praxis test. It's the test that you have to take in the state to become a teacher. And anytime you want to become certified in another area, you have to take a praxis test. So I had just finished getting my master's in reading through Black Hills State University. And then I graduated with that in May of 2019. And then in August of 2020, I became the high school English teacher after I took the praxis test.
Okay, praxis. That's a hard word to even say, let alone do the test.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to give you just a little break
Okay.
now. So Corrine, right?
Corrine.
Okay. Corrine, tell me how does one become Teacher of the Year?
Well, to become Teacher of the Year, you have to be a member of SDCTE, and you get nominated by people within the group.
Mm.
And so Vicky's friend Danielle, who used to teach at Wilmont and is now in Woonsocket, wrote a recommendation for her. And we, as the executive board, looked through the file and just kind of determined like who has been active. And Vicky has been very active. She took on the secretary role a couple of years for us ago. And so we reached out to Danielle and told her we were picking Vicky. And she wrote up a nice little recommendation. We contacted her superintendent, and her superintendent gave us a really nice write-up. And all of that was probably in the press release.
Mhm.
And then we honor her with a plaque at lunch at the banquet that we have at the annual convention in June.
Very cool. So why do you feel the organization exists? Because it is specific for English then, right?
It is. It focuses on English language arts or ELA teachers. We have been around since 1942.
Wow.
Maybe sooner than that. The records are a little fuzzy in the 1941. Sorry, Susan.
Numbers.
See my numbers, girl.
Yep. Oh.
And it's interesting because as we've looked back at the history, the reason it was formed is to help bring English teachers together and kind of band together to help build curriculum, to put together novels, to support each other, specifically during World War II. And we are still doing the same things that the group did back then too. I think the key thing we like to say is we connect islands of English teachers across the state. So Vicky is the only English teacher in her high school department. Susan is the only English teacher in her high school department. So we have a lot of English teachers in our state that are the only person, maybe 9 through 12, and that they have a middle school person. And so I think that's kind of been the heart of what the organization has been, is putting a big department of English teachers together across the state to help each other out.
Wow. And so that really helps seeing how different districts kind of operate and what curriculum, because you don't necessarily all use the same curriculum, or
we don't, but we definitely help each other out. Like if I have a unit on Fahrenheit 451, then I can share those resources with other teachers. We talk about all of the books that we're teaching and just asking each other what works in our classrooms. What could we, do you have something? I need something to fill this. Do you have something? And we do that all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you're the president of the whole state group?
I am currently, yes.
Wow, right out of Watertown here. Holy
Yes.
cow. How do you, were you elected into that? Somebody nominate you?
Yes. So I was the president during COVID, and then we needed an interim president for 1 year. Susan will take over as our president next year, but we just needed a 1-year filler. And so I stepped back in because I had done it before. So.
Oh, okay. Very good. So you guys are continuously stepping up. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of a pattern here. So what drew you into wanting to be in education?
Well, I think if you ask most teachers, we have a teacher, right? Somebody that inspired us in the beginning, and both of my high school teachers were very influential in my, wanting to become an English teacher.
Yeah. And was there something specific about English, or have you been in that your whole teaching career?
I have
Okay.
been an English teacher, pretty much everything 7 through 12 for 25 years. So
Wow.
this is my 25th year. Yeah, I think I like to read.
Yeah.
That helps. And I'm definitely a grammar person. I like grammar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I probably should have known a long time ago that I was going to be an English teacher before I ever got to college. So.
So do you correct people when they're speaking? Does that
I do not.
does that become a habit when you're an English teacher? Or like psychologists, I don't know, sometimes they're diagnosing things. And so,
No,
No.
I try not to judge people.
oh yeah, because they probably already assume maybe you're doing that. So you
Mhm.
really try not to.
Mhm.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And I don't think any of us would say we have perfect grammar when we're speaking, so we would not want to do that.
There's a lot of rules, right? A lot. And I guess that's what I was kind of wondering if they change, but they don't necessarily, but they might like add a word or something, right? Like ain't wasn't always a word, but now it is in the dictionary, right?
I think ain't has always been in the
Oh.
dictionary. You just need to know how to use it.
Oh,
It's very specific. I think the things that change in English aren't so much grammar or writing, but the literature that we're reading and the stories that we're bringing to
mhm.
students. And that is always evolving and changing. And
What do you think? So is there something that students gravitate towards now as far as literature that's popular? Like, I mean, they probably don't read maybe as much as they used to, or do you see that too?
I think there's definitely some of that. They're definitely into snippets of information, right? In the social media age, they're
Mhm.
definitely into snippets of information.
Ah,
And I would say student reading is all over the spectrum. Graphic novels are very popular, becoming very popular. Verse novels in verse, where they tell the whole story in verse, or poetry.
oh,
So, and all of the topics, I think, are
okay. Okay, I have one more question for you, and then I'm going to have to bother Susan just for a minute. But so this is a personal question for me, but I just learned about short stories, and so I don't know if this word is pronounced correctly, but is it novella?
novella.
Novella. Okay. So that's like a longer short story,
Mhm,
but not a novel.
correct.
Okay.
It has to do with the word count.
Ah,
How many
okay.
words are in the.
So when someone does a specific novella,
Mhm.
okay, those are like kind of series. Usually, is that kind of how you see those?
Sure, they could. I mean, they could be.
It can be whatever you want, I guess,
Mhm.
huh? Okay. Very good. So are you a writer by chance?
Not
No.
as much as I should, probably.
Not like a public,
Mhm.
I'm going to put some stuff out writer.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Susan, how are you?
Good.
Good. So you're also an English teacher? I mean, you have to be in this club or whatnot, right?
Right.
Okay. So you're sitting in high school and you're thinking, I'm going to go to college. Was it for English? Okay.
No. No, I'm closer to what Vicky did. I worked in healthcare administration.
Whoa. Okay.
Was 9 years out of high school, and where I worked, they actually encouraged us to get in the classrooms and do junior achievement as a volunteer.
Mhm.
And that was the first day, and there was probably the first day of me changing my career path.
Okay.
So this is my 15th year. I just finished my 15th year, 13 at Sanborn.
Wow.
Yep. But I went to school because my bachelor's was in something that can be taught at a secondary level. Dakota State actually offered a program where I could do like a second wind and get my teaching certificate in
Okay.
a shorter amount of time than putting another 4 years in.
Awesome. Very
So-
cool.
Yes.
And so are you drawn to like a smaller school district versus like something that's really large, or would you consider
Well, so
whatever?
I live in Madison, and I actually was a long-term sub for a year and a half there in the English classroom after English classroom. I didn't mind it,
Mhm.
but there's something to be said about the family dynamic that almost comes across in that smaller school.
Mhm.
Like I love my coworkers, the students, the families are very accepting. I've had very supportive administration
Mhm.
where they're like, "Oh, you want to teach that? Okay,
Mhm.
like give it a shot. If it doesn't work, fix it or don't do it again."
Yeah.
But they've been amazing,
Yeah.
and I have teacher parents, so they're very supportive with whatever size school I chose. So
Okay. Very good. So you kind of answered what drew you into the education.
Mhm.
So it was really kids. I mean, just kids and wanting to, be a part of making them a productive part of the society.
Yep, walking in and trying to teach global marketplace to a bunch of 7th graders who are like, why are you in here? We don't want you here.
Yeah.
In a large middle school in Sioux Falls, and walked out after that first day and went, yeah, that was fun. I really liked working with them. I liked seeing their frustrations. And then when all of a sudden something worked, wanted to go back that second day and try it again. And then, yep.
Then you were hooked.
I was hooked. I student taught for math and computers, business, all that, and then became an English teacher.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You
Feels
want to retire as an English teacher if you can?
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
I do have my admin, so that's a hope for the future, but I still want to at least teach a couple English classes at the same time.
Very cool.
Kind of hard to leave that when you find that. Can you find your people that are extremely supportive, even if they're not in the same district?
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Well, thank you also for what you do, because it's amazing to do the numbers and to be a teacher that actually has passion for what they do. And I think you guys have shown that you obviously do. So thank you. I should ask, can people join, be a member of this if they're an English teacher and they're not aware of it? Or do you usually go knock on everybody's doors and kind of, maybe I'll have you answer since you're the press.
All of us work on membership, but yes, any English teacher. Right now, we're really focused 6 through 12, but we would welcome elementary teachers as well. Anybody that teaches, reading, ELA, but even literacy. We have a couple of social studies people that are also in our group. So it's not exclusive to language arts. We're all teaching reading and we're all teaching writing, and so we just support everybody in that. And you can join by going to our website. And we have a membership link on there.
Okay. And then you guys probably have a newsletter and everything that goes out.
We do. And
keep people updated.
We host a number of professional development sessions as well throughout the course of the school year. So right now we are right in the middle of what we call summer university. So we have about 10 teachers across the state who are doing a professional development book study. And we are looking at an author, and we are doing his strategies, and we're reading some mythology books over the summer. So
teachers don't just get 3 months off and sit at home all day?
No.
they don't know. We need credits.
What a
to
misconception
renew.
that is. Yeah. I said that once when I was quite younger, and something like, well, at least they get, every summer off. And someone was going to school for that and corrected me quite quickly. And now I really know what goes on. But so that's really crazy. Okay. Where are you doing that at?
We meet online on Zoom.
Okay. Well, that's really nice then. So since you've got members all over, even West River, all the way over there.
We do. Yep.
Wow.
We actually have somebody from Chicago this year.
We do have
No
someone
way.
from out of state taking the course with us.
Okay. So they're kind of like an honorary South Dakota Council of Teachers of English.
Yes. There are a number of affiliates across the nation. So
So there are like other North Dakota, Iowa, so on, that have a version of this. Very cool. Well, that's good, because I think it's important to continue to teach children how to speak. I have to think about what I say because I'm on air a lot, so I do that hesitation. But when I talk to my kids, I'm very, I don't try to correct them, but I say, well, you might want, we should try to say it this way or that tone and inflection. You find that being maybe something that's become more complex over the years, or are they pretty respectful? Kids are pretty good now. They just come in and they're not perfect. But they're, yeah.
In the last even just 13 years at the school I'm at, it has definitely changed. And I feel like there's an awful lot of what they think that they are saying, whether it is in print or actually vocalizing it, and how it's actually taken by someone. Like your intent is not the same as the impact that comes out of it. So
And I think we've
That's
lost
difficult.
that intention because it's so easy to just type something
yes,
and send it. And if you're not there, it's, well, however they take it is however they take it. So it's very much one of those where we have to have discussions of, okay, yeah, you said that as a joke, but did they take it as a joke?
Mm-hmm. Insert the LOLs after almost everything now, so it's like, hey, I think I'm running late, LOL. It's like, well, that's not really funny. Hurry up,
Yes.
So it kind of gives, I like what you're saying there. It gives them this mindset almost that they're like, well, this is how I'm going to talk now too, which rubs off in the wrong way, or BRB or all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot of work ahead of you yet too, I think, maybe as more AI comes out. I wonder if that will educate people. So when they come to your class, they're already educated, like, oh, I already know this, or I don't need it because I have AI or something like that. I wonder if we'll have kids that'll get to that point, but then we need parents.
Again, AI is a tool.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I was very, we're not using AI. It's not happening. And then we had someone from DSU came in last year and gave us a training on it. And he showed us the correct way to use AI, which is the human input, or output. So the human does the work. They put it into AI to help make it better. And then they go back and review it to make sure it's still saying what they wanted to say, sounding the way they want it to sound. So it's very much another tool we can use that I think will be great. But we just have to teach kids the right way to use it, which is you do the work, you have it help you make it better, and then you go and make sure it still sounds like you. It's a 3-step process, and we just have to make sure kids are doing all 3 steps.
Yeah. It's like what frustrated me as a youngster was showing your work, when you did math, of course. I'm like, well, I do it, I knew it. And I kind of have a little bit of a photographic memory, so I could kind of cheat, I could see that chart and then just kind of remember it. And they were like, no, you have to do it. And so, but it did make you learn, and it's the process, the retention is kind of the big thing there. So I like that too. I like hearing that because you're exercising their mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
It's a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. And if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So you have to continually be writing, which I don't write as much as I should. But in order to become a better writer, you have to write.
Mhm.
You also have to read. So you are exposed to more complex sentences and uses of grammar and all of the different story elements. You have to read to help your writing. You have to write to help your writing. And that's what our job is to help them exercise those muscles in their brain. So when they get to work and they have to read something, they can read it and think about it. And I always tell my kids, are you probably going to remember what kind of character Romeo was in 10 years? Probably not.
Mhm.
But what I want you to be able to do when you walk out of my classroom is to sit down and critically think about something that you read, whether it's in the newspaper or something for your job or something online. Not just accept it, but think about it critically and look at it from all sides.
Mhm.
That's what I want you to be able to do when you leave my classroom.
Mhm. Very good. He was a Montague, right?
He was.
Okay, yes. I was thinking that the whole time. I was listening, but I was like, I'm going to say it. I think I'm right, though.
He
So,
was, yes.
very good. And that story, too, it's like you are talking about like emotions and even, I don't know, it's mental health. I mean, it's like, it's so much more probably than English, too. You're talking about like a whole concept.
I tie it in with toxic and healthy relationships.
Mhm.
That's the lens I teach it through. Because I like to take those classic stories that we read and tie them into how it still applies to my kids today. So they see that connection. And we're not just reading this because it's a canon.
Mhm.
We're reading it because it still applies today.
Mhm.
Like when I started teaching, we were going through COVID and I taught the crucible. And so we talked about the hysteria that COVID caused and the hysteria in the book and how, yes, this book was written back in the 60s, but it was written about an event that happened in the 1600s. Hysteria. We're still experiencing hysteria today. It's still something we're dealing with today, and just showing them how these texts connect.
Mhm. Wow. And even though they're kind of written a lot different too, because reading Shakespeare and that stuff. I mean, I don't understand it, but you probably do.
We do a lot. We watch plays.
Oh, okay.
I have a great tool that my school purchases for me. It's called Digital Theater. And so I have access to a bunch of different productions of Romeo and Juliet that we can watch.
Okay.
And so we watch it. We talk about the characters. We talk about the plot. We talk about, in Romeo and Juliet's case, you know, which relationships are healthy, which ones are toxic. Why are they that way? You know, what characteristics are making the characters do those things. And then we also then find a modern adaptation and watch that and kind of compare and contrast so they can see that, yes, Romeo and Juliet was written back in the, 1500s? Something like that.
Wow. That's crazy.
But, you know, they just made Romeo and Juliet, which is very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie that you grew up watching is based on this. And my daughter, I bought her a book. I don't even remember, but it's about dinosaurs and it's Romeo and Juliet, but it's dinosaurs are the characters.
Yeah.
And so just showing them that, yes, it's, you know, hundreds of years old, but we're still using it
Mm-hmm.
as a basis. I always like to say that the most modern one is probably Twilight. Twilight is very much Romeo and Juliet in modern times.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be giving away any
No
spoilers. That's I really kind of got a different feel when they did do the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. It was like because they still used the original content.
Text.
Okay, there you go. And but then all the action and stuff was modern and the time was.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's a little rough around the edges, but a lot of that kind of did happen. It was just swords instead of guns.
Mhm.
That's wild. So you kind of talk about all that stuff back in the day and everything.
Yep.
Whew. Okay. It feels like you guys have been here a long time, so I know you have to probably work a little too, but is there anything that you want to say or get out before we wrap up?
Maybe just look or pay attention to what's coming. We've got some surprises this next year that we're kind of excited about, especially next conference in June. We have an author that we're bringing in from outside of our state
Mm-hmm.
with some amazing young adult books. So we'll be hopefully putting that out here very soon.
And I would just encourage anyone who teaches English to go to our website and check it out. When I started, I was teaching 7 through 12 language arts. And Corrine reached out to me. We knew each other through coaching oral interp together and One Act Play. And Corrine reached out. She's like, hey, I'm part of this organization. You should come join it. And I was overwhelmed going from elementary to high school. And plus it was COVID. I had a 2-year-old at home. I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But that group, I think the first thing I did was summer university, and just the amount of ideas I walked out of there with and the friends I made and if you need anything, just send me an email. Here's my email. And Corrine just checking in on me every once in a while. You know, how's it going? Do you need anything? Danielle, that's how I met her, was through SDCTE. We kind of become like a little family almost, because it's, what do you need? How can we help? You know, my family had some personal struggles this year, and I had people from the group constantly checking on me. And so it's one of those things where it's like working in a small school. I'm like Susan, I work in a very small school, Summit. Our staff is like a family. We take care of each other. We back each other up. And we have amazing kids who do the same thing. I was gone a lot this year because of my family's issues, and my kids were amazing while I was gone and while I was there. Mm. And so I really encourage anyone to just check out our website and join. Even if you have just an inkling, just join, because you get so much out of it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I did want to not forget about, we were going to talk about, was it Lori? Lois. Yes.
Our author of the year.
Yes.
Yes. Author of the year. Okay. And that's, you had said
Lois Hart.
Yeah. 40 years.
40 years at Mount Marty.
Okay. Well, you want to tell us a little bit about her? Did you nominate?
I did. I nominated her.
That's coming.
When I attended Lake Area, Lois was my composition and my literature and film teacher. She was just always so excited about whatever she was teaching. It didn't matter what we were learning. Her enthusiasm for the subject was at a 10. And I'm sure there's some of it she absolutely probably hated teaching, but it was always at a 10. And I remember I didn't have her class anymore, but I was writing a paper and I was stuck on it. And I caught her one day at school and I was like, can you help me with this? She's like, yep, come over to my house. And so I went over to her house like a couple days later and she helped me work through that paper and fix it. And it wasn't even for her class. It was for a different class. But she was an amazing teacher. And when you're going to school to be a teacher, I had amazing teachers in high school. I had an amazing math teacher, an amazing ag teacher, an amazing history teacher, and my middle school English teacher / oral and Turk coach / play director was amazing. So she was just another one that I kind of put in that category of that's who I want to be when I grow up. She's who I want to emulate when I'm in the classroom, because she made you feel like you mattered. No matter what you were doing, no matter what you were talking to her about, you mattered and what you said mattered. And so when she wrote these books a few years ago about the gingerbread gang, I bought them immediately. And they're based in Watertown because Lois grew up here. And so she wrote the books and she uses historical markers in Watertown in her books. So if you grew up in Watertown and you read these, you know exactly where she's describing.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Well, that's very cool that you nominated her and then she won that. And how many books does she have?
I think just the 3.
3. Okay.
And you can purchase them at the Codington County Heritage Museum.
Oh, okay. Very good. So we can go local and get probably support the museum a little bit too, I'm sure. Okay. Very cool. Anything else you wanted to say about Lois?
She's amazing. And I know she's probably touched a lot of lives in the 40 years that she taught at Mount Marty. So, if you had Lois as a teacher, I highly recommend you go get her books and
send her a thank you note for being a productive citizen in society. Yeah. Unless you're sending it from jail. No. Anything that you want to add to it? Or Susan? Green? I said it right? Okay. I had to think for a second.
No, I would just, like Vicky said, encourage people to check out our website. And if you have questions, reach out to us there. We Author of the Year, Teacher of the Year, Young Leader of the Year nominations are always open on the website. So if there's somebody that you think should be honored, our Author of the Year have to have a South Dakota connection in some way. So whether they grew up here or they write about South Dakota, and we try to pick authors that 6 through 12 students could read, 6th grade through 12th grade students could read, and we could use in our classrooms.
Sure.
Because we take those directly to our classrooms and try to incorporate them.
Oh, okay. So there's going to be some gingerbread books scattered about.
There definitely will be. Yes.
Very good. Okay. All right. Well, Susan, thank you. Thanks for all the numbers and education.
To say the name.
What's that?
I said I still want you to attempt to say that
Well,
name. Just for fun.
Farrell-Poncelet.
You got the first one. We'll go with it.
Yeah. See, I want to say Poncherelli when I see it.
That's way too many letters.
Yeah. And so when I see him, like, Ponch, that's probably what I would call you if we were working together and you'd be like, all right, I wish I would have just said Farrell or something. So, but
100%.
I tried.
You did try.
Sort of. So, Corrine, thank you. I'm Kallemeyn.
Kallemeyn, yep.
Oh, okay, I got that one. But I was thinking of lotion. So
Yes.
I was like, let's try it. Very good. Thank you for everything that you do, being the president twice, and congratulations on your next rodeo.
Thank you.
So how long are you
Looking forward to it.
president?
It would be 2 years.
2 years. Okay. And then you can be reelected forever?
Oh, God. I've been going in and out of position since 2019. So
Oh.
it has been interesting. Plus, I get to do summer university and some more spring book study things with Corrine. So,
Okay. You're already
so I'm
been
already in
depth.
there. I'm a lifer.
Good.
Mhm.
Well,
Love
I'm
the
glad we
place.
have people like you because you guys are very passionate about what you do, and
Yes.
you can tell how you guys talk and what you talk about. It you exude that, and it's nice to know that's still out there because I know it is. Vicky, how you feeling?
Good.
Okay, Vicky Gleason.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in and bringing these extra guests with you today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that, and really appreciate your English instructions.
Thank you.
And your congratulations on Teacher of the Year.
Thank you.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
You have it hanging on like the mantle yet or anything, or
No, it's sitting in our living room, and once my classroom can be set up, it'll go in there.
Oh, okay. You're not going to have like a trophy case with the light inside of the house and like a security system or anything.
I have an 8-year-old, so no.
Oh, maybe when the kid moves out, then you can bring
Maybe.
the nice stuff back.
Maybe, yeah.
Very good. Well, thanks for everything that you do as
Thank
well. I think being an instructor, I can only imagine is like more difficult every few years. It's got to be when new generation of parents and kids come in. You guys are relearning all the time. So I think we shouldn't forget that. You're teaching, but you're also always learning and training, staying ahead of the curve, and that's very commendable as well. Some people can get jobs and just kind of do the same thing most of the time, but you're always excelling more. So thank you for everything that you do. Appreciate it. And thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay, well, we'll leave these guys alone and we'll get back to some music here on Northeast Radio SD.